There is a persistent piece of corporate folklore, the image of the manager as a calm, systematic planner, pulling the strings of a massive organization. But the reality is far more frantic. Managers work at a relentless pace, characterized by brevity, variety, and constant disconnected interruptions. This gap between the myth and the reality reveals a core misunderstanding. We tend to use the titles manager and leader interchangeably, as if a specific seat at the table automatically grants the ability to lead. In an environment of constant interruption, executives may have plenty of subordinates who obey their orders, but they often lack a single person who chooses to follow them. Formal authority is a position of control given by an organization, but it is not the same thing as leadership. Title alone is entirely insufficient to align a group of people toward a common goal. John Kotter identifies management and leadership as two separate systems of action. Management is designed to cope with complexity, providing order to keep enterprises from devolving into chaos. Leadership is designed to cope with change, driving adaptation when the environment becomes turbulent. To understand why a business stalls, or why it thrives during a crisis, we have to deconstruct how each of these systems operates on its own. The system of management was developed in the 20th century to master the massive, complex scale of modern industry. It relies on four classic functions to keep the machine running: planning, organizing, leading as an administrative duty, and controlling. This process is deductive. It establishes predictable steps for the immediate future, budgets resources to meet those steps, and staffs specific jobs to hit short-term targets. The goal is to create a fail-safe, risk-free environment. It is designed so that normal people can successfully complete routine jobs day after day. This system prioritizes stability and incremental efficiency. At its core, the managerial mindset is simple. Managers do things right. System 2, leadership, activates when an organization faces extreme ambiguity, crisis, or the need to forge into unknown markets. While managers plan and budget, leaders act inductively. They look for patterns in a broad range of data to set a visionary direction for the distant future. While managers organize a hierarchy, leaders align people. They communicate the vision outward to build coalitions of people who are genuinely committed to the goal. And while managers control deviations, leaders motivate. They push people through obstacles by appealing to basic human needs and shared values. Maxwell's framework shows leadership is an ascending scale. It begins at the bottom tier, positional rights, where people follow because they have to. Effective leaders climb above this baseline. Peak influence is achieved when people follow because of who you are. If management provides the stability to keep the lights on, leadership provides the energy to disrupt that stability when it no longer works. This system requires the courage to move beyond established procedures, challenging existing rules to ensure the organization survives a changing world. What happens when a corporation mistakenly isolates one of these systems from the other? Strong management without leadership creates a rigid bureaucracy. The company might run with perfect efficiency, but it is completely unable to adapt to sudden market changes. Conversely, strong leadership without management results in a chaotic culture. The company is full of grand visions, but it lacks the execution and budgeting required to make them a reality. The ultimate test of an organization is the corporate turnaround, where navigating extreme turbulence requires both systems to fire at once. When Lee Iacocca rescued Chrysler from bankruptcy in the 1980s, he balanced both toolsets. He was a visionary who could inspire a nation, but he was also a rigorous administrator who maintained ruthless control over his resources. Treating management and leadership as identical twins is a fatal flaw. They are distinct, but they are entirely complementary forces. Organizations must stop searching for isolated personality traits and begin actively developing hybrid leader-managers. To succeed in the modern era, individuals must build the rigorous discipline to manage complexity today, while simultaneously cultivating the vision and empathy required to lead people into tomorrow.